Good evening, everybody. Welcome. We are live. Thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's live stream. Power couple, one half right here, Joseph, sans hair, sans beard, which Stephanie will not be joining us tonight. Actually, no, I joke, I kid. Stephanie's hoping to be with us probably sometime around 8 p.m. so you guys can get some great Black Widow challenge action from The Sims 4. But until then, I will be your conductor on this fun train as we continue our Final Fantasy XIV Let's Play series. I am going to start off exactly where we left off. I believe that was on Friday, continuing that 7th Astral Era main quest line as we make our way towards Ishgard, and we hopefully start to get and push towards the Gunbreaker class. I think that's going to be my goal for tonight. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are new to the channel, thank you so much for watching. Please follow. Make sure you're keeping track as to when our stream schedule is going to be on. We'd love to have you. Thank you so much for our regulars who do turn in. What we're hoping to do for you guys tonight is a couple of great things. Like I said, Final Fantasy XIV is where we are going to start. I have a couple of awesome announcements that are going to really expand what we have available to you guys in terms of what we can do, what we can stream, what we can do for you. Very excited about that. And we are going to, like I said, pass the baton, hopefully in about a couple of hours, over to Stephanie for some Sims 4 action. So before we start, I do want to take a time and especially take the effort and go out of my way to say the following. So we had a tragedy over in Gilroy, California, and some things are bigger than video games. Although I love to have an escape, and I'm sure you guys definitely watch and go on Twitch for an opportunity to escape the real world sometimes, because video games are a great escape. But there are some things that are bigger than that, and I felt that it was appropriate that I take the time to speak to you very quickly to first and foremost give our condolences to the citizens of Gilroy, California, the state of California, and those who were affected by that tragedy. 3 killed, at this point 13 injured, a 6-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a recent college graduate. That is unacceptable. We cannot have situations to where we ever feel that it is appropriate within the human race in general to where we feel that it is okay to go to a garlic festival and to kill children. That is unacceptable in my books, and things need to change for us to effectively not allow that to happen anymore. So, again, my condolences to the state of California, the city of Gilroy, and those who were affected by this tragedy. I know that our hearts here are out with you, as well as I'm sure the remainder or the rest of the world as well. That is purely just, again, unacceptable, and things need to change. But with that out of the way, again, we'll try and make it a little more upbeat. And again, I know you guys come here to have fun, so thank you again for tuning in. Like I was trying to say before, but just couldn't get out for whatever reason. For those who are new, thank you so much for tuning in. Please follow. If you want to see any of our videos and we're not currently live, head your way over to our video on demand section. You'll be able to find all of our past streams that are there. And if for whatever reason we're beyond that 14-day limit that we currently have, head over to our YouTube channel. All of our prior streams are there for your viewing pleasure. So, with that out of the way, thank you again. Let's get down to business. All right, guys. It is time for our favorite part of Final Fantasy XIV. It's time to wait in the queue. For those who are new and turning in, I have a character, Roger Moore, big 007 fan, and I am looking to get my paladin at least to level 60. Hopefully today we got some good grinding while we do that main quest. We're going to log on with Roger Moore, and like clockwork, guys, the world is currently full. Awkward. Actually, see, I joking, I kid. Obviously, as we know, we got to find a way to fill the silence, and this is, like I said, our inside joke. We always have the queue every single time we try and log in, and I really want to take this to be an opportunity to just talk about some of the up and coming, or at least the most recent news events that I think are noteworthy that I would love to share with you guys, and by that I mean the news in my life. Today was a long day, guys. You can see I'm actually still in my work clothes. I had several clients come in. I had 2 closings that I had to go be a part of, and I really quickly had to run from work to immediately get here to get everything set up so I could be on time for 6 o'clock for you guys. Today was a rough day. I had, just FYI, I'm 30, right? So I was born in '89. And I had an individual today, an older person, who made their way. They thought that they had met me before, but they had never met me before. Just gotta, okay, that's fine. Well, it's a pleasure to see you again, after I'd introduced myself, and she went out of her way to correct me. She then went out of her way to tell me, oh, well, you know, you're young, right? You're young. You definitely look like you're a younger attorney. You must be what? In your early 40s? I mean, I laughed it off. But I was like, yes, sure. Early 40s, absolutely. I could totally peg myself as being early 40s, easy. And it broke my heart a little bit, just a little bit. I'm not someone who is at all self-conscious. I'm letting this go because it wants to go. The hair is jumping ship. And believe it or not, I actually was joking with a couple of the co-workers today, saying, I'm like, look, you know, I recently had a situation where, you know, a person over dinner had pointed out, you know, oh yeah, sure, you must be like in your 40s too, right? And I'm like, it must be the balding head, right? It must make me look a little bit older than I am. And no quicker than me going in and sharing a story about somebody thinking that I was already in my early 40s because of my hair. So comes this older woman who just straight up blows my spot and just says, you must be in your early 40s. And we all got quite the laugh out of it. Obviously, I cried on the inside, so ha 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 ha. But it was pretty funny. It was pretty depressing, and it's that much more noticeable when I do go and get my hair cut, which there's not much there, but if you can't tell, I got a haircut. That's how I opened it, by letting you guys know that. I got rid of the beard, so at least there's a little bit of like a baby face resemblance that's still there, and it's not really there anymore. It's gone. My youth, those years, are gone. Totally not wasted on video games, because that's what I'm doing with my adulthood now, as you guys clearly know, because you're with me. So that was a heck of a little situation to have to deal with. Funny. Very funny, because if that's one thing that I'm good at is making fun of myself. And you gotta have a good sense of humor, and you kind of have to roll with the punches. So it was very funny. Hopefully it doesn't happen again anytime in the near future. Alright guys, so enough joking around. I believe where we left off was exactly where we're at, which is a hard happelet to break. We are making our way to slay the happelet, threatening the struggling adventurer in the singing shards. Now I may or may not have dropped to an area where I'm not going to be able to reach said happelet, because I'm not sure where this one resides. Alright, we're good. We are good. Capra satellites. No, I could have blocked that, but let's make it interesting. Alright, now we have to aid our struggling adventure friend. Alright, so now we are going to show the struggling adventurer exactly what you think of her attitude with the resounding, huh? I'll try my best to emulate said, huh? I have a feeling that I might have to make that the screen cap for the video on YouTube. Obviously, I'll save you the horrible sound effect in my noises. What else do I have? Let's see. Slathborn, we're turning this in. What do you got for is next? What do we want? Do we want a quick tongue? Do we want a savage aim? Or do we want a mighty? We'll do the savage aim. Picking up the sledge, we've got Slathborn being concerned for the Scion's receptionist. So I know on my last time that I streamed with you guys, I did go out of my way to kind of poke a little bit of fun at the Fortnite World Cup. And I think it was well deserved. I think there was probably 20,000 people when there's already normally 15,000 people who are streaming Fortnite on Twitch. And no offense, guys, great game, love it. But I do have to give my props. We had a champion that was found, more so earned. We had, I think, a 16-year-old American by the name of Booga. And Booga beat out, I think, several, or at least a few German players, and so USA, good job, Booga. Thank you very much. You make more money than most of us now, and congratulations. So, our friend Tataru has a secret, and she's no longer holding that secret. She's a minor. And I mean more like the minor part. I know Lalafels can be confused for children, but she is indeed a coal miner kind of person now. So apparently we're broke, and and Totaro has taken it upon her shoulders in order to hopefully find a little bit of extra funds, because when your portfolio is not well-rounded enough, invest in gold. Not all superheroes wear capes, guys, and Totaro is the accountant that we deserve. So thank you, Totaro, for keeping our purse plentiful. I kind of want to make it so every time now I'm speaking with someone, I kind of just go, that was great, Totaro, thank you, but, I think I'm going to try and turn that into a thing now. Alright, so we are going to speak with Berthale at the Blacksmith Guild over in La Noseca, or La Noseca. Again, I really stink at pronouncing all of the names here. Names of people, cities, even some classes. Half the time when I say rogue, I'm going rouge. That doesn't make any sense. And I speak for a living, so go figure. Alright, what do we got? We will travel to the aft castle. Either right, either net, the aft castle. This is the emote special edition of the Power Couple livestream Final Fantasy XIV Let's Play. That's a very long title. I don't think that's going to fit too many characters. But now we have to go express our doubt to the prickly borders south of the Octant. Alright, where are we going to go? We're going to go to the Fisherman's Guild. Make our way over south of the Octant. And I guess I will again try to emulate my character's emotion. There we are, over here. Fisherman's Guild. Alright. What up, Lawnword? Or Word. Word to you, Lawnword. Prickly Porter. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds like a beer that I'd want to drink. Oh, that's right. My memory. That I'm sure Stephanie can attest to that doesn't exist. We're going to doubt you. Alright, we're gonna pick up the box addressed to Tataru that apparently has been sitting behind Prickly Porter for weeks now. I think my inner Karen is gonna have to come out because I'm gonna have to speak to his manager. And we're gonna have to find some kind of solution to this matter. Also, it makes you wonder, if we have the ability to just freely teleport, just, because it's Final Fantasy, we can do whatever we want, apparently. But if I can, within a matter of 30 seconds, just teleport to somewhere and go and get it, and I'm assuming that all of my friends from the 7th Scion have that too, how busy are we to where we can't take 30 seconds of our lives and just and go to Limsa Laminza, get our stuff, and then head back? I feel like we're lazy. I know we're heroes, but I think the real heroes are the delivery servicemen, like Prickly Porter. That's my argument. I'm sticking to it. Alright, so we are going to find our accountant friend. Any phrase that contains the name Tataru. So we are going to meet our friend, and we are going to call out her name. And I'm just blowing cash left and right, just gil for days, because I don't feel like traveling. I'm gonna fast travel everywhere. Oh my, formal stream. Thank you very much, Grez. As always, you are amazing. Thank you for tuning in as much as you do. We greatly do appreciate it. I know we're the ones that, are on the stream, but you guys are the real stars of the stream, because without you tuning in, this would be a lot more depressing because I'd be by myself. I was just saying, Grez, I had a long day today. I came directly from work straight here. I know that doesn't make any sense because I know the stream is here in my office, but I actually was out and about. I had a couple of closings today. Here where we're from, attorneys are required to actually be present and to oversee real estate closings. So I had a couple of closings that I had to go be a part of, did some traveling to and fro, and then had a few clients. But the most recent, or the latest one, ended up going a little bit later, and we ended up just getting here in time in order to get things rolling for you. So now I'm going to call out for Tataru. So I'm gonna go, "Hey Tataru, where are you?" And let's see if that worked. Apparently not. So I failed. Let's try that one more time, because I don't want to type that out again. Let's see if that worked. Or maybe perhaps me doing all in caps. I failed the mission. My apologies, guys. So apparently I can't yell, "Hey Tataru, where are you?" We're gonna put, "Hey Tataru, where are you?" Alright, that did it. Apparently I could not all caps scream out to Tataru, so... course. It wouldn't be a mission with any of our friends who are not battle ready to have to save them. We have to. It's standard procedure. Though I am noticing something right now that I just noticed a sledgehammer, a cute little, you know, Lalafell-sized sledgehammer on her left hip, and the entire purpose of what we went out to do was to go and grab a sledgehammer for her. So I feel like minor little gap there, because I certainly don't think that Tatara is going to be able to wield like a gigantic sledgehammer. I think that she's going to have to keep with her cute little version of what she's got over there. So now I get to rescue our friend, if I can find her. Which, apparently, I can't because I'm blind. Imagine that conversation when you get back to the Rising Stone. So, guys, where's hey Roger, where's Tataru? Oh wait, that's sorry. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get back and they're gonna be like, where's Tataru? And guys, I tried, but not hard enough. She's gone. All right, the Malodorous Marble. I'm going to apparently really stink at dodging and just get completely blasted by the marble. Just to buy me a little extra time here. Tataru is safe once more. So Tataru, like I said, guys, not all heroes wear capes. She might not be able to hold herself in battle, but she is the accountant that we deserve. Doing her best to try and get us some crystals to get a little extra gil for our organization. Everyone pulls their part. Isn't that cute? Alright, so now we are going to return back and speak to Tataru. Alright, so I'm happy that she decided to at least get a little security for when she goes out to go do her mining trips now, because it would be quite the bother if we're in the middle of a dungeon and we were to get a little ring ring from Tataru saying, "Oh my god, I'm gonna die, please help us." Alright, what do we got? Guardian of Eorzea. Tataru would have you indulge the attention of your young admirers because everyone needs someone to look up to. And why not me? We've got Savage Might Materia for Determination, Battle Dance Materia for Tenacity, and Quick Arm Materia for Skill Speed. You know, I think I'd probably go with tenacity. Damned if I know what it actually does for me. But it sounds good. I like to be tenacious. We're gonna be tenacious. Alright, Yozan. So we've got all the little Doman kids who will eventually want to try and form their own little guild. Little heroes troop. I do have to appreciate Boulder letting the kids down softly. He could have definitely said, "Oh yeah, you guys are totally ready. Let's I think it's about time that my pet Morble needed a feeding. Let's get you guys out there." Ever the competitive soul I am. I wish that they would. I hate to say this because it'd be so crappy to just turn down and just make the kids all completely disappointed, but what if you were playing a character that was, you know, not very nice and you didn't want to spar with this whatever 2-bit D-list hero who just joined up with the 7 Scions. I defeated Ultima Weapon. You want to face me? You have no business facing off against me. I am going to mop the floor with you. I don't want to fight you. I wish they had that kind of option so you could kind of be like, no, I'm not going to fight you. I could kill you. Get out of here. And then the kids just be completely disappointed. Or maybe even yet they could just do a, huh? But of course, we gotta be good to the kids. He's a good guy. Not everyone can be evil. Alright, let's go ahead. We'll meet Horay Boulder. Which I have to say, they're not very good at naming their children. And I'm not very good at figuring out where I'm going. So, touche. So if you guys stick around, I have a very big announcement of something that I'm very excited about that I'm going to be introducing to you guys for 7 o'clock. So for me, that's actually 26 minutes away. So in 26 minutes, I will be making a little bit of an announcement. Honestly, we're talking like maybe a couple of minutes. I know I can be long-winded, but it's not going to be very long. But it is very important about the future of what we, being Stephanie and I, can offer to you guys when you tune in to watch us live stream. So I am very excited about that. And while I'm doing some bookkeeping and we're taking care of some matters, I think it's also appropriate to note that we will have, obviously, tonight's live stream. We will be back on Wednesday for our next live stream. However, on Friday and Sunday, we are not going to be on. So my apologies ahead of time. We're actually going to be taking a little bit of I guess, a mini vacation. Stephanie is making her way to skate in a figure skating competition. I am very proud of her, and I am very happy to, as long as work allows, to allow me to be able to go down with her for her skating competition. So I'll be down there rooting her on. She'll be skating on Saturday, I believe, and we're going to drive down to where the competition's being held. I think we're looking at about like a 10 to 12 hour drive, and really excited to go root her on. We're going to leave, I think, either on, I know she's leaving on Thursday. I'm probably going to be leaving either on Thursday or Friday, depending how work pans out. Right now it looks like Thursday for me. We're going to make our way down there. She's got some practice skating, I believe, on Friday. And then it is go time for her on Saturday. So I will be rooting her on. I think she's going to be skating in 3 different programs. So I'll be there to cheer her on. But that also means that, unfortunately, neither of us will be available in order to stream for you guys on that Friday. And then chances are, if we do stream on Sunday, it's going to be later on in the evening. So it will not be during the normal 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time frame that we're on. So my apologies, but I just wanted to give you the heads up on that. I will reflect that on the upcoming schedule. So if you are not watching right now, and you never get to watch what I'm saying, I'll make sure that it is reflected on our schedule down below underneath the stream, and as well on our offline screen. I'll make sure that it says that there will be no show for this upcoming Friday and potentially Sunday. Alright. Let's make it a show. He's gonna Hulk out, guys. He's gonna total Hulk Hogan, the rallying cry. I have a feeling he's gonna just hear the crowd, cheer him on, and he's gonna Hulk out. Let's get rid of our magic friend because we don't like magic. Magic is bad. Especially to someone like me. Because this is my new favorite thing. Come on, Jorge. We've got a bromance forming now. Alphanod is letting you know. He's got the feels. Alright, so we are going to speak with Alphanod and the Rising Stones after we completely just got our ego patted by everyone at Mordona. Oh my god, Roger Moore, you're so cool. I know, thanks. It's nothing, guys. Happy to do it. Just in a day's work, you know. Surprised myself, I walked that one. I could have spent 100 gil and cut out maybe 3 seconds, so go me, putting in the exercise and not just relying on teleportation. So we had an announcement from Netflix recently that they were going to be producing, they released the trailer for the Witcher series that's going to be released on Netflix, and I'm pretty pumped about that. Now, I'm pumped from a standpoint that I've never read any of the books, but I've played all 3 of the Witcher game titles, and I am at least partly aware of what goes on in the story. I think Witcher 3 was a great game. I really enjoyed playing that one. I actually like them in chronological, actually backwards order. So I actually like 3 better than I like 2, which I like better than 1. It's just kind of how it goes for me, but I am super pumped to see that translated into a series, and I feel like now that Game of Thrones is no longer on and around, I feel like we need some kind of like fantasy series to jump in and take over our need for that. And I think that the Witcher series would be great. Really adult themes. I'm really wondering how deep Netflix is going to go into a lot of the messed up and more adult themes that are there. But either way, I'll be looking forward to going ahead and watching that series as it comes up. And actually, now that I think about that, I completely forgot to mention that there is a Final Fantasy XIV game series that's going to be coming out, like a live-action adaptation of Final Fantasy XIV, if I'm correct. I have not. I'm going from like the back of my memory banks. Not that long ago, I believe that was announced, and that is another item that I'm really looking forward to being able to watch. I'm not sure what platform that's being taken up by, but that's something that I'll definitely be looking to watch. And we're gonna get a dog that's gonna bark in maybe like 30 seconds, because Stephanie just came in. The doggo has not noticed. Oh, he was sleeping. So Stephanie came in, opened up the door, and doggo was dead asleep. She booped him in the butt because he was facing me this way, the door exiting is that way, and she booped him in the butt, and he kind of like got up and like very quickly ran away. So, when I made my way to the office, I had one job, and that was to bring an allergy pill to the office for my better half. And I forgot to bring it, so I went to a drugstore really quickly. There's one right across the street, and I picked up some allergy relief medication. And she's looking at me with this look of, "You failed, and I'm not going to take this." So okay, it's Claritin, but you take Zyrtec. Okay, that's a very, very distinct and important difference. I can't even begin to explain what the difference is, but it's there. Alright, we are going to make our way over to Bulwark Hall, over in La Noseca. As always, you guys know, I'm on that teleport game. I'm doing the total gil spending because there's no way that I'm going to waste your time unless it is requested to jump on my Magitech armor and spend a half hour traveling from one side of Eorzea to the other. So we've got a question in the chat from Crash Loves Danger asking, it says, "So I've watched you play this game a bit, but I've never played it myself. Is it hard to pick up?" The answer to that is yes. No, actually, that's a joke. It is very friendly for new players. It's something that it does have a good-sized learning curve from casual playing to more extreme levels, or when you start getting into extreme mode primals. There is a pretty good gap from when you first start off into when you're getting into expert level play of the game. So when you first start off with the game, everything is very straightforward. I think that Square Enix did a very good job when they made their remake of Final Fantasy XIV. When it first came out, it had a lot of issues. I know I've said it before, I did play a long time ago, a while back, but they did a really good job of revamping everything, and they did a very good job of introducing you to everything that you need to know at the right time. So when you first start off, what ends up happening is that you are just brought into, the main story. They don't dive you right into it, and they almost immediately force you, into really weird stuff. They don't really put too much on you all at once. They're very good at kind of building it up through the beginning tutorials to introduce the different items to you. They're not forcing you to, again, take on too much at once. So you're able to know, okay, well, you pick a class, you pick a weapon that you really want to focus on, and you kind of work from there. Everything's very intuitive. The map system is very straightforward. They do a good job of letting you know where you might want to go spend your attention to. And like I said, everything is very straightforward. They leave you great directions, and they guide you in such a manner to where it doesn't feel like they're holding your hand, but at the same time, they're giving you everything that you need to get from a beginner state to becoming a good, consistent player. Like I said, I think that there is a pretty big gap, however, when you are starting to get into more, I guess you could say, end-game content, and you're starting to do extreme level primals, and you start really getting into harder areas of the game. That's where that starts to really ramp up. You really need to be good at your rotations. You really need to be good, and by rotations, I'm sorry, is that every particular job, you know, for example, if you're a black mage, right, you need to be able to know what's a good rotation in order to have optimal output of damage, because your job, obviously DPS, and black mage is one of the better damage outputs, is that you want to be able to effectively and consistently deal damage. So you need to learn what your rotations are, what skills you're doing, in what order to get the best output of damage. And then the question now resides to, can you do that while also dodging a set amount of, or at least a set list of skills that are being put out there by, you know, the primal or by the boss. And it really is a task, even for a tank, even for a healer. You know, we have set jobs and we kind of know what we're doing, but for a lot of your damage dealers, you know, you kind of have to, you're not just there to just click and smash and go about your business very easily. There's a lot of things that you got to do in order to you know, keep damaging and getting out of the way of your major attacks. And my apologies for not describing that as well as I could. I had a little bit of a distraction in front of me while I was in the process of doing that. Stephanie is teasing me and attempting to get my attention while I'm attempting to explain stuff. So this stream was brought to you by Arizona Arnold Palmer. Actually, no, I wish we had a sponsorship with them, because then I wouldn't have to pay 50 cents for every one of these, because I never buy them for full price. I always get them on sale. Oh, so refreshing. Alright, so with all of that, I never actually paid attention to where I needed to go. So we're going to go to the Marauders Guild. That's where we're going to teleport. And Crash Live Danger says, awesome, thanks for all the info. I think you did a great job. Well, thank you. I didn't, but I appreciate the good input anyway. Alright, where are we going? We're looking for potential recruits for the cause. Darned if I know where said recruits are. I'd like to welcome you to the Joseph Wanders Around Aimlessly for the next half hour special. I'm Joseph. I'm not wandering around aimlessly. My character is. Nope. Alright, so I have a feeling that I am going to find our potential recruits. And then as soon as I'm done with our recruit finding here, I've got a little bit of an announcement that I will share with you guys. And no, Stephanie lifted up her hand as if to show her engagement ring, and I think that's been known knowledge now since day one. So that's not the announcement. But I will go over said announcement in a minute. So that's one recruit. I don't even think Stephanie knows what the announcement is. She's like, "What's the announcement? I need to know the announcement." Well, you can find out in 4 minutes. I think Stephanie's asking, is it a puppy? Are we getting a new puppy? The answer to that is no. There's no new puppy. I think the second one is, are we getting a baby? And I think you would be the one in control of that and would know that one. You'd be doing the reveal on that one, not me. So the answer to that one is no, unless you're gonna start breaking some breaking news that I'm not ready for. Sad faces. I figure while we're here, we've got Raynor. wanting us to do a hard mode Sashtasha, and that's part of the entry for that to gain access there. So we found him. We talked to that recruit. We've got one more that apparently I completely missed out on. So again, my apologies. I stink at finding recruits here. But the good news is that in a minute, I can just throw this aside and I can do my little announcement. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego, guys? I'd like to welcome you to How Not to Play Final Fantasy XIV live stream. Good Lord, Joseph. The blind leading the blind. Fairly certain I was already down here. And I was. So I have failed you again. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give up searching in this area for now. Just so I can make some progress. And then I will eventually make my way back over here. Let's make sure that I'm not missing something very obvious right in front of my face. And I'm not, so your guess is going to be as good as mine, guys. I do not know where the heck this person is that I'm supposed to be finding. So let's go over to the Aft Castle, and we'll go to the next area. I'd rather make some progress than none at all. Right? Grez says that they get lost all the time. It's nothing to be ashamed of, guys. It happens to the best of us. I'm not the best of us, but it happens to me too, so it happens. That's proof. And then as soon as I find somebody, and I've made some progress, I can feel like I've accomplished enough to warrant making the announcement. Alright, we found somebody. It's not a complete failure. Alright, so with that, very quickly, I am actually going to switch over and do the following. So again, thank you so much everybody for tuning in this evening. I'm Joseph, one half of Power Couple. I know I made the joke before, but now that Stephanie's here, I can say it to her face. I am sans hair, sans beard. And yes, that means Stephanie is not streaming tonight. So it is just me. No, actually, Stephanie's going to be coming in to stream in a little bit as I'm making her choke on her Butterfinger. Also not sponsored, but willing and able. Thank you very much if you can, Butterfinger. Love your candy. So what I am very excited to announce is that we are expanding our available library of games that we can stream for you guys, because I went out of my way to purchase the Elgato HD60 Pro. And the Elgato brand is well known for their streaming, gaming products that they make. And the reason why I am super pumped about the Elgato Gaming HD60 Pro, and is that, yes, okay, I just wanted to make sure that they get one good little look at it again. But the reason why I'm very excited about the HD60 Pro is that, first and foremost, I needed to make sure I got the version that connects to my computer, because as much as I would appreciate getting the little, dongle that you can get, or the item that you can, that's separate from your computer, I know that I definitely wanted to incorporate it to the motherboard. I wanted the extra features. I wanted to be able to really get the best out of any streaming that we can. So I'm super excited about this, because now I can bring my Xbox 360, right? I can bring my Xbox One. I can bring my PlayStation 4. I can bring Nintendo U, so I can bring my Wii U over here as well. There is a bunch of different games that I can now bring to you guys in order to really increase our available library of games that we'll be able to stream for you. Super excited about that. I also went out of my way to pick up a an adapter, so we'd be able to go from AV to HDMI. So we'll be able to also include the Dreamcast system that I have, the GameCube that I have as well, and we've got some classic systems as well that I am extremely excited to also bring your way. I think what I'm going to end up doing is in the very near future, I'm going to try and think about how I want to split up our schedule. I know one day a week I want to dedicate a Final Fantasy XIV Let's Play series, so this way we can continue to make progress on our character Roger Moore as we've had, and thank you very much for being a part of that. I do want to maybe perhaps think about doing a competitive Friday stream or maybe a competitive Sunday stream to where, because of the fact that we've got two cameras now, that Stephanie and I could perhaps do some racing games. We could go up against one another. We could do some co-op games as well, which I'd be super happy about. I mean, who doesn't want to watch someone playing, especially if you're, in your late 20s and early 30s, to watch a couple of people playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, that was the highlight of my childhood, coming home and playing some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with like my brother, and just getting some time to be able to do that. So thank you so much, Harv R87, for following us. We're so glad to have you guys and everybody else who's currently with us right now. But like I said, would love to be able to get some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in, get some co-op, get some competition in here as well. But like I said, super happy to bring on the HD60 Pro. And exactly, true test of your relationship, Grez. Exactly. It's like Monopoly, right? You have a Monopoly night, it's more like family fight night. It really tests the strengths of the relationship, and it's going to make it real awkward when we have to eventually break up Power Couple because she beat me so bad in Mario Kart that I just couldn't do it anymore. I just couldn't do it. Would not allow the pride to allow me to get over it. So again, super excited to continue this, and I know that it's also a great excuse for me to go and get a Nintendo Switch 2. So I'm going to use this to leverage my reasoning with Stephanie to convince her to allow me to get a Nintendo Switch because I want one, and when I want one, I want to get it. And it may be the difference between eating ramen for a month, but I think it would completely be worth it if I could get a Nintendo Switch. So she eats ramen for a month and I get a Nintendo Switch. It sounds like a great trade-off to me. So again, guys, before I jump back into the stream, again, so happy to have the HD60 Pro and yeah, Harv, right? Right. I think it's going to be worth it as well. I'm a big fan of just in general, like RPGs, Mario platforms, and I've been dying to play Odyssey. Really want to play that. I would like to get my hands on Mario Maker 2. Definitely would love to get that. I am a big Fire Emblem fan, so I know that I played the heck out of Fates. I know that I played really a lot of the. And Stephanie comes in and she's got a big ol' smile on her face. So Stephanie comes in and she's not happy with the fact that we're going to be eating ramen. So sorry, it's part of when you're live. We'll do it live, guys. We'll do it live. All right, I got my composure back now. So a super duper big fan of Fire Emblem. I really want to play the Three Houses. That's something that almost is the thing that's pushing me over the limit here. I want to be able to go ahead and play Three Houses. It's a big to do for me. So Odyssey, maybe get like a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe would be great. To get Three Houses would be great. And then
Charging
I would
battery.
love to be able to also get, I think, Pokemon Sword or Shield,
Charging battery.
because even though I am a grown man, I am still a sucker for Pokemon. So I think those are going to be kind of like the four games that I would love to get for the Switch. So I will convince Stephanie to eat ramen for a month, and we will hopefully make it happen. But again, the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4, the Wii U, hopefully the Switch, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Stephanie, ramen. That in conjunction with everything that we can do here, some old systems that we can bring on board too because of the adapter that I bought. I am very, very excited to be able to bring that to you guys. And again, we always want input on what we can play. We always want input on what we can do. I'm even ready to go as far as to say, you know what, maybe we do a Monday Final Fantasy 14. Maybe we do, and obviously Stephanie will have her games that she'll play with you guys as well. But maybe like for me, Monday is a Final Fantasy 14 day. Maybe Wednesday for me can be a Nintendo Switch game against Wink, Nug Nudge, please, Stephanie, let me get it. And then Friday could be perhaps maybe a retro day. We could do something like a retro day as well. And then I'm even thinking is going as far as to having maybe like a Sunday be a let's chat kind of day. So that's another item that I am very happy to kind of bring in here as well, which is I think I would love to be able to do something around the lines where, and I think we need to talk. And I think we need to talk is a great intro into what I'm hoping to also accomplish is that not only do I kind of want to be an opportunity for you guys to come and watch and to play a some great games, some Final Fantasy 14, some Switch, some retro games. I definitely want to be able to provide that to you guys too. But I'd love to be able to include you guys in the conversation and everything that we do. Like I said, we might be the ones streaming, but you guys are ultimately the stars here, and I like to make sure I go out of my way to highlight and to include you guys in everything that we do. So I'd love to have open discussions, whether if it's about video games, maybe perhaps I can do some video game reviews and I can give you my opinion on some things. And I know Stephanie would also love to be able to jump on board and to be able to have some discussions with you guys too. So I know she's a lot prettier to look at. I know that she's definitely someone who's a little more engaging than I. I know that I can clean up pretty well with my work outfit here today. But I think really at the end of the day, I want to try and really give you a little bit more than just Final Fantasy 14 all day, every day. And I think Stephanie would also feel the same way, as though she may love Sims 4, but I think she would also be appreciative and want to switch it up for you guys too. So I think we need to talk would be the title of perhaps maybe a weekly, maybe like 1 or 2 hour session that we have with you guys in which we talk about some really important things that we're souped and hyped about, and I think perhaps maybe some great items in the news and gaming news that we'd be able to talk with you guys as well. So super excited to introduce all of that. So again, in recap, we've got a game capture card that I'm super excited to bring to you guys. We've got the We Need to Talk feature that I'm hoping to bring with you guys too. And I think more importantly is we've already had a chance to introduce you guys to this, but I think the important thing is to have, and if you bear with me, I'm having some technical difficulties as I'm attempting to do this, and the Cooper Cam. I know I really want to bring the Cooper Cam to you guys too. He's not there currently in his bed, so I'm hoping maybe perhaps he can make the decision to jump on his bed. I don't want to like click and whistle and blow your guys' eardrums out. But he's actually right outside the door from where we stream right now, and I would love to be able to get Cooper to come in. I think it's super cute. I'm biased because Cooper obviously is the love of my life. Sorry, Stephanie, you're the also other love of my life. But Cooper definitely is my sunshine. Definitely enjoy having him on. And if I can get him to jump on that bed there, we can definitely treat you guys to some cute corgi action here. And actually, as I say that, we've got Stefania trying to step up and be a team player. Here she is, bringing Cooper onto his bed as he's being tempted and teased with a rawhide. All right, there's some good boy action right there. Thank you very much. So definitely super excited. Like I said, oh, there he goes. He's going to go run after her. He's a herding breed, after all, so he's going to go do his job. But super great things that I'm hoping to bring on, just to make it a little bit more so you don't have to look at my ugly mug while I play Final Fantasy XIV. I'm sure you guys will be appreciative of that. But really, with that out of the way, I can really just say again, Again, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Thank you very much, Harv, for going ahead and following us. Please let your friends know. Come on over. Please remember to follow. If you're looking to look at any of our prior videos, either if we're on or if we're not online, head over to our videos on demand. And again, I always point in the wrong direction. I want to point in that direction because I always forget. That's the way I need to go. Go ahead, head over to our videos on demand, check out our prior streams. They're only up there for 14 days for now, so if you miss out on one that's a little bit older than that, head over to our YouTube channel. We've got our all of our streams right there for you to watch anytime that you want. So with that shameless plug out of the way, I'm going to jump back into Final Fantasy XIV, so let's get back to work. Thanks for indulging me on that, guys. Alright, we're back to our usual series of Joseph does not know how to play Final Fantasy XIV, and he wanders around aimlessly attempting to complete the quest, and you guys get bored and leave the stream. So, we're on repeat. Alright, so we are looking for recruits. Apparently we're looking to get a couple of fresh-faced and great little warriors to join our cause. The problem is that they're all scattered around Limsa Lominsa, and we don't know where they currently are. So we're going to wander around aimlessly, because your boy does not want to look up a guide and find out exactly where they are. Alright, so we were able to get through that one area. If you missed a little about what we were doing before, lucky you, because you would have watched me wander around aimlessly for at least 6 minutes trying to figure out where the hell one other person was. So good on you for missing that. Harv, I think you might have missed that, so that's good. You came in at the right time when we were just getting some stuff done. So Harv asked a question. He said, what server do you play on? So I am on Zalera, and this is a good time for me to break into my every stream little rant that I go into, which is for everybody who is either going to be new to Final Fantasy XIV, or if you are a continuing player, let's say you're just getting bored. Maybe you need a little bit of a switch of scenery. Maybe your free company is not as active as you really want it to be. Maybe you're just not really feeling where you're at. Maybe you're a returning player like me, because I played for a period of time on another character, and I left, and I came back, and I started a new character. But no matter what your situation is, really do give consideration to doing what we call the transfer service that is available for you on the MOG station. So head over to the MOG station and go ahead and do the transfer of your character to another server. What ends up happening is that everyone kind of huddles over to particular servers that are overpopulated. You end up getting servers like Zalera that are suffering because they're low in population. You get new characters that come in, new players that come in, and unfortunately they just don't have enough to really help the game move like you would want it to otherwise if it was a well-populated area. So the problem with that is that you kind of have a trade-off there. You go into a less populated server, but the benefit to that is if you have a new character, or even if you transfer over your new character, as long as you're under, I believe, 70, you end up getting extremely high experience rate gain. So you'll see as I'm going about me playing and doing the main story, if I'm defeating monsters, or if I'm in a dungeon, or if I'm at a primal battle, what you'll end up seeing is you'll see the increased experience noted there. So you'll see 200% experience, which will only be compounded by some of the experience gaining or increasing equipment that I have on. So it really makes it to where you can take a character from 0 to 30 in a matter of a week. There is no reason, if you've got all of the needed XP boosting equipment and you've got the time on your hands and you're dedicated to doing it, and you have a good plan for leveling up your characters, of which I'm happy to go into if there are any questions on that. I know I have for Grez at a previous stream. But the general idea, like I said, is that you transfer over to a server like Zalera. You get to play with people like me because we're just as good as people who are on your major servers as well. I promise we're just as fun to play with. And at the end of the day, you're going to help people who are brand new to the game, who are looking to fill out, you know, a half party or a full party. So you're not waiting 15 minutes in a queue for a dungeon to fill up. It really is a benefit to you because of the additional experience that you're going to get, and it's a benefit to new players as well because it gives you an opportunity to be able to help some new players as they get, as they get their feet wet in the world of Eorzea. So if you're not already on Zalera, then make your way over to Zalera, Harv. We'd love to see you there. Send me a friend request. You have my my name right there, Roger Moore. And by all means, go ahead and send a friend request if you ever make your way. Captain Nugget 14, thank you very much for tuning in. Yo, right back at you. Alright, so this is where I have to give my apologies, guys. We found 4 out of the 5 potential recruits in the upper decks of Limsa Lominsa, and that means that we have to go back and find that last remaining one that gave me a hell of a time figuring out. I think we must have spent, like I said, Harv, you must have came in at the right time because I must have spent at least 6 minutes attempting to find this last person that I cannot seem to find. So Stephanie's attempting to feed me candy while I'm I promise I'd talk to you about. I have Butterfinger Reese's, which is very good. But I don't want to be rude and talk to you guys with a mouthful. All right, let's see what we got. We're right back where we were, attempting to find that last person to recruit. So, Harv has a good idea, which is to zoom out to perhaps maybe a bird's eye view. So we might be able to note or see something that we otherwise wouldn't have seen. Oh, clever, clever man you. Thank you very much for that. That definitely helped. I almost pulled a Jurassic Park on you and clever girl. So since I'm on my, daily or at least streamly rants that I normally do, I gave you guys the reasons to tune in to, or at least to take part in the transfer application that's provided by MogStation on your Final Fantasy XIV account. Please do take part in that. It really does help everybody. The other one that I do have is every time I make sure that I tell you guys that I try not to rush through the game. I know that some streams that you might turn on to, they go out of their way to very quickly, almost kind of like a speed run fashion. They will really blow through everything that they've got going on. So they will go through all the text. They won't let you see the side scenes or the cut scenes, and I really like to make sure that I go out of my way to let you guys read, to be able to let you guys experience the story, because if you're not a regular Final Fantasy XIV player, if you are not someone who, let's say you just don't have the cash to buy the game and to spend the money on a subscription, and you tune in because you want to see what this game is all about, you know, sure, if you just want to check to see what the battle system is like, or perhaps maybe get some of the action in, that's perfectly fine. But I know that if you kind of want to be a part of the game and you want to see what the story's all about, I try to make sure that I am doing that for you, so this way you can take part in the story just like I am as we go through it. So we are now going to make our way to the airship landing. Alright, Alphanod, what do you got for us? Alright, so we are going to go to Nofika's altar. Even though we made our way to the airship station here, we're going to completely ignore that. I am not going to pay for a ticket. I am just going to teleport. And I went super cheap on you guys on that one. Not only did I teleport, but I did not want to spend the 600 and something gil to go from, to Limsa Liminsa to Gridania. Or in this case, wherever we are, the Black Shroud on this map. All right. So in what is turning out to be the most action-packed Final Fantasy XIV live stream that I've ever done, you get to watch me look for more people scattered across Gridania now to recruit for the cause. So, live, action-packed. You guys are sitting at the edge of your seat. I know. So we've got Harv saying that all of their gil goes towards teleporting, and I feel you, friend. I think I would have maybe perhaps 600,000 gil if I didn't do so much fast traveling. Do you remember Laurentis? And this is where I kind of said, oh, I feel like this would be a great opportunity for me to break out the huh again, so I'm gonna say, I'm sorry, Laurentis, I don't really remember who you are. If I remember correctly, I believe Laurentis or Laurentius? Laurentius. We're going to go with Laurentius. Again, I really stink at pronouncing all of the names and all of the places that are here in Eorzea. But I'm going to go with Laurentius. That looks about right. And if I remember correctly, I believe Laurentius was someone who was, I believe, selling. And I forget if it was a main story quest or what it was in relation to. It might have been either main story or one of the major jobs. He was selling items to the Garlean Empire, and you uncovered that in kind of like a sting or kind of like a, go to see what the heck he's up to, and you followed him and you found out that he was doing some bad stuff, and you beat up all of his friends, and then he ran away crying, and now apparently we're like, you know what, you're cool. It's all good. We know you did some things in the past. So I would say that that would be a difficult sell. You know, if an employer came to you and said, "Look, I know there's some job openings recently, and I know you've heard some stuff about all of our employees dying, and all of those things are true, but I have a job for you, and hopefully you don't die." I don't know if I'd be able to accept that job. But thankfully, we seem to have some potential recruits that are all about joining the cause and putting their lives on the line for Eorzea. I would, honestly, this is a joke, but $5 to whoever can pronounce that guy's name appropriately. Signglued or Gould? Signguld. Stephanie's gonna take a shot at it. What do you got? Right here, this guy. And as I do that, I'm gonna give him a... I don't know how to pronounce your name, dude. How do I pronounce your name? Saint-Goulid? That's your guess? Saint-Goulid. Signguld. I'm gonna go like based on Seinfeld.
Yeah, Seinfeld.
It's like we're gonna do Signguld. It's a show about nothing. It's Signguld. Stefania wants the $5. Captain Nugget, it's going well. Thank you very much for tuning in, bud. I hope you're doing well too, and everybody else watching. I'm gonna be that lazy that I'm actually going to teleport for 100 gil just because I don't feel like going to another part of the map. That would take maybe, 30 seconds. I must say, guys, this one went a lot better than Limsa Laminsa. We were able to find our recruits pretty quickly. I even got to throw in a somewhere along the line. That means we probably have one more. We'll make our way over to Ul'dah. Or maybe they won't. I don't even know. Yes, they are. Alright. Speak with Alphanod at the Royal Promenade. Actually, I do not know why I decided to just start walking there when I could just use the Aetheryte to teleport. To make our way over to the Steps of Thald. Or no, this is the Hustings or Hustings strip? Wait, it's somewhere. I don't know anymore. We're gonna make our way to the Gladiators Guild. I think that's gonna be our first stop. let's see. Let's find our warrior. Easy enough. We've got Wilred right outside, hanging outside the Warriors Guild. What do you got for us? So one good thing about at least this quest, you know, I know I'm kind of joking about how tedious it is and how we're going around and we are basically just talking to a bunch of NPCs, and I'm sure you guys are, again, at the edge of your seat in excitement, but for someone who has played the game and you've enjoyed the main story, the reason why this is important is that you are, essentially, you are touching upon meeting people that you met before in the past, so you're touching upon all the different bits of the main story quest up till this point, and you are, you know, getting to see some old friends that you met along the way. You're actually getting to see some old enemies that you met along the way who have reformed themselves, and they are now on the side of good, wanting to do good by Eorzea. It really is just a kind of like you know, it's the end of a series. It's the end of, you know, a TV show that you watched where they try and tie up all of the loose ends before they bring you know, all of that time that you spent into it to some form of a close. Obviously, that's not exactly what's happening at the moment, but you're meeting all your friends from the past, and you know, some people that you met along the way, from the Copperbell mines and saving people there, to, you know, squashing a rebellion over at Little Alamigo, to really just finding all of these people that you had a chance to interact with over the storyline. So it's a cute little bow that they tie onto the end of this little arc here, as we're trying to find heroes to step into the shoes of some new scions for us to, I guess, throw away in battle, because everyone else died. The end. So not everyone is a battle-tested and ready warrior or Alamigan. We've got Singoat here, not to be confused with Sinbad, who is going to help procure some equipment for us. Like I said, not all heroes wear capes, guys. Alright, we're going to make our way to the Weaver's Guild, and you know what? I'm going to not be lazy, and I will actually travel instead of using the Ethernet to get there. Alright, where do you guys think? You think we're going to be down over here near the Weaver's Guild? Because not everyone wears armor. Maybe we need someone to craft us up some pretty cool and sweet garments here. Ooh. Let's see what we got. There, I'm gonna throw that on for you guys. When in doubt, Cooper Camp. I think that's going to be kind of like a working mantra, some motto. When in doubt, chew it out. Alright. Arson. What do you got for us? So I do remember Arson, Aurson? Not really sure. Anyway, again, I suck at pronouncing these names. I believe she harpens back to when we were finding Sid, and he was still dealing with his amnesia issues before we found out who he was, Simgarlin. Alright, now we can make our way back to the Royal Promenade to meet with our homie Alphanod. Go into the Promenade to meet Alphanod. really hope to at least get some action in for you guys. Like, maybe worst case scenario, we'll do a dungeon if this is going to continue to be so heavy on NPC talking. But normally when they're building up a story like this and they are doing all of this, it's usually building up to something big. So let's find out what's going on. So Stephanie doesn't know it yet, and yeah, Stephanie doesn't know a lot of stuff tonight because I've been keeping some stuff secret as she looks at me all concerned. During her last stream on Sunday, I totally camera bombed or photo bombed. Photo bomb doesn't work because it was a live stream, so I live stream bombed her live stream. It's somewhere in Stephanie's last live stream. So if you make your way over to Stephanie's last live stream, which was the Black Widow Challenge on Sims 4, you'll find at one point or another that I crashed her stream. I'm not going to tell you. Yeah, So Stephanie's asking, what do you mean you crashed it? Did you ruin my stream? And no, I didn't actually, like, crash it as in it went down. Yeah, I'm not going to say what it is. I'm going to let the people search and find out. So, of course, if you want to do that, you can go take a look. There's probably a meme-worthy, at least, 5 seconds of me acting like an idiot. So we got some love for the Cooper cam. I mean, who doesn't want to look at a cute corgi just being a good boy?
Tell me, General, what think you of Alfino's bold endeavor?
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea. Well do I understand his impatience. Since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
We have all pledged our cooperation, yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors. Ul'dah is not alone in her duplicity. I myself have doubts as to the good this organization will achieve. With the inclusion of the finest soldiers of the 3 grand companies, it promises to be a fearsome military body. But whom will it serve? Even under the watchful gaze of the Scions, it is not unthinkable that such a force could perpetrate a great wrong.
Nanamo Ul'Namo, underrated character.
Does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace. They have spared us no end of trouble at the hands of the Primals. If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them. As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies. And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the warrior of light would betray our cause.
Or would he? Maybe he would become the warrior of darkness. Coming soon apparently at the rate I'm going in 2 years, once I eventually get through all the main
Yes,
quest
there is
storyline.
that, I suppose. Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands. Cannot be done about Telechi?
I have explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'Dan law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime. To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing? Then what good our government? What worth the royal house? How deplorable this mockery of justice!
Have faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
This has been a feels episode. Feels of having people step up to a greater cause, putting their lives on the line. Feels of inadequacy in your position because of things that are out of your control, even though you're supposed to be in control of it. All the feels, all the time. We're making our way back to the Rising Stones. We did have a question, someone asking, how long have we had Cooper? And Cooper is 5.5 years old. So I got Cooper when he was 8 weeks old, when he was a itty bitty puppy. And I drove all the way to Munson, Pennsylvania, which for me was, I think somewhere on the lines of about a 10-hour drive. And made my way to, we're talking like Munson, Pennsylvania is like smack dab in the middle of Pennsylvania, very, no offense for anybody who is a resident of Munson, Pennsylvania, although I highly doubt you're watching because you don't have internet. So for those who come from that area, it's a different way of living. And I made my way through an actual dirt road to get to this little town of where a breeder was selling dogs. And like I said, I made my way over to Munson, Pennsylvania, and that is where I got this good boy. So I made a good little trip over it. Stephanie keeps trying to talk to me, but I can't hear her because she's not speaking loud enough. Oh, and then you became his mama. A little bit of a gap in time between when I got him and when you entered the picture. We have Loaf Butt on the camera at the moment. I just looked to be like, is he even on the camera? Because he was actually going to lay down next to my feet and be a good boy, and I knew he made his way back over there. But we've got Momo action. We've got Dog Booty all up on the stream. Alright, so our little journey of recruiting everybody and making you guys very bored is finally over. So we've got a heretical harassment, and Minfilia appears eager to welcome you back to Revenant's Toll, which this entire episode has felt like Revenant's Troll. It has not been much action whatsoever. So we've got our inaugural ceremony to take place here at the Rising Stones. We've got Tataru, where are you? Being our accountant. We've got all of our new faces have arrived here at Revenant's Toll, and it is time that we initiate them. Welcome to the club. We're gonna go to speak with Slathborn in Revenant's Toll. Ample amounts of corgi butt. Peach. We got Peaches in the chat. We got Peaches on the stream. We've got Momo. We've got Toast. We've got Peaches. All of the above. Alright, we are making our way back to House 4 Temps, which is getting me a little pumped up because we may be starting our journey to Ishgard. And if that is the case, then I will be very happy and very pumped because we can unlock a few more jobs for us to take on. And you know that that's kind of been a continued desire of mine, is to get all the classes, all the time, all days. We are going to speak with Harshafont. Again, that's the best I got for you guys. Harshafont. Again, another name that I can't even begin. I'll put bounties out, actually. That's what I'll do, is I'll put some bounties out there and say, if you can give me the phonetic spelling of how the heck we're supposed to pronounce these names, maybe we'll find something for you guys. Any chance we can get Cooper to take his butt out of the camera? Alright, when the cold sets in, Lord Harshafont awaits confirmation of the reason for your visit to Camp Dragonhead.
The incident with the new frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest.
Lovely.
Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurthus soil. Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Fortom does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts. 'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name. What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait? Hallone's blessings be upon you! Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long. Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
Alright, so we are going to speak with Drillmont at Whitebrim Front. That's over yonder. And my time is almost up with you guys this evening. I know we're going to be having Stephanie take over around 8 p.m. I think I might try and go a little bit over because I'm going to try and be greedy and hog a little extra time. But we'll try and see if we can get Stephanie on to play some Sims 4 with you as she continues to take on the Black Widow Challenge. So I'm excited to watch her, just as you guys will be watching her as well. Really excited to see her live out her sick fantasies in a video game and hopefully not take them out on me. Because I'm hoping she does not make me her real-life Black Widow Challenge. Alright, Drillmont, what do you got for us? It is now also time to play Fall to Your Death Down a Staircase. I played that once, it wasn't fun. IRL version, not something I'd play again. In the game, a little bit more fun. going to speak with the mistreated merchant, and I realize that probably shouldn't be going outside of the town to speak with said mistreated merchant. One would probably guess that they're actually inside of the town. Somewhere, anywhere. Maybe on the second floor? I mean, there's only so many places I can go. I know I'm... There we are. Alright. They took the cargo, arms, armor, crystals. They took everything. Left him to bring a message back with him. We will now search the wilds of Snowcloak and defeat any of the heretics that we encounter. So, I think what we'll do is we will wrap up at least this mission, and then we will take a very quick break while we get Stephanie set up for some more Sims 4. We do have a tired pup on the Cooper camp. Very tired. 10 out of 10 tired. Alright. I want to go after you, Mr. or Miss Mage. I'm not going to assume your gender. Anybody else, or is that it? Alright. Are we gonna have a dungeon in our future? We're gonna be right next to said dungeon. They are now going to, rather than finding a quick resolution to the matter, they're going to have you travel all the way back to the city to then inform them about you spotting some woman on a ledge in the mountaintops, and then bring you probably right back to continue doing something. So, I mean, it's how they make you work. It's how they spread out the story a little bit longer. It's RPG 101, but I do admit, it does get kind of old to kind of do the back and forth. So hopefully this is a quick resolving side, because I'd rather have a little bit of action to wrap this up rather than continuing to do NPC chatter 101. I feel like this might have qualified as our first episode of We Need to Talk. because all we did was just talk. I can travel quickly and teleport there. So we've got someone asking, is there a way to disable the NPC dialogue? And you can very quickly go through it. You can, spam through it, and that's what a lot of people do. But I do know that I go out of my way to say every time that I am on stream that my goal is, if you're watching me, and this is kind of a Let's Play series, and I want you to...
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody.
And exactly like that, I take the time to allow you to be able to actually enjoy the story. I try not to speak if a character is talking and you actually hear the audio. I don't want to interrupt that for you. Same thing with the text of the main story.
But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart?
I want you to enjoy the story as I'm going through it, so I try my best to make sure that the text is there for you to read, or to listen.
Indeed, and this transpired at Snowcloak? Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma.
So, we got someone asking if you're playing at home, can you still, disable the dialogue, and you can
as much as I
smash
would like
your
to
finger
fathom
on
this
your
mystery
mouse
with you.
and skip through it all
The
very quickly.
situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion. Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action. Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche. On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
Alright, so we are going to make our way back to Slathborn at Revenant's Toll. That means we're turning in when the cold sets in. This mission is over. And with that, we're at 8:06 p.m. I think it's about time for me to wrap things up, so this way Stephanie can jump on and she can play Sims 4 with you guys. I think as we did last time, this is where we ended. We were right in front of Slathborn in Revenant's Toll. We ended our mission. Unfortunately, we didn't make a heck of a lot of progress towards level 60, we did make progress towards getting to Ishgard. So, what do we got? We've got the Gloam Coif, and that is for Pugilist, Rogue, Monk, Ninja, Samurai. We've got the Astrum Helm for Lancer and Dragoon, and then we've got the Nox Circlet for our buddy here. So we're going to get that. I'm actually going to go to our inventory. Actually, go ahead and equip that. because that's better than what we were currently working with here. And I think that'll be good. Alright, so we will stay right here in Revenant's Toll. We'll stay right here in front of Slathborn as we did last time. And what we're going to end up doing is we will go ahead and switch over now. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in this evening to watch me play Final Fantasy XIV. Again, it is always a pleasure, especially after a really long day where I have an old lady point out that I am balding and that I look like I'm in my early 40s. Stephanie missed that one. She's going to get a really good... She's laughing hysterically right now. Tune in to the beginning part of the stream if you want to hear that story. It was a good one, and by good one, I mean I was crying on the inside. But again, if you want to watch that, if you want to catch that, go to the beginning of our stream. If you want to watch any of our other streams, please head over to our videos on demand for the next at least 14 days from the time that they're released. They should be there for you to watch. If they are not there, make your way over to our YouTube channel, and if you're there, follow, subscribe, and like our videos. Always greatly appreciated. But please, our schedule right below, underneath our stream, as well as information about us, our social media, and our streaming schedule as well, is down below for you guys to see. So, thank you very much again for tuning in. We had a couple of new watchers today. Super happy to have you. Thank you very much, Grez. Thank you very much, Harv, Crash Loves Danger, Captain Nugget 14. Thank you very much, guys, for being a part of it. Always a pleasure. Like I said, I might be the one streaming, but you guys are the stars of the channel. So thank you again. This was Joseph. It was an absolute pleasure. And until next time, have a good one.